Let's take a look at the VEXcode environment. All events start off using the event when started. If we take a look to the left of the page, we have our categories very similar to Scratch. The motion category in Scratch is similar to drivetrain. And we have something called magnet, looks, events, control, and you can just go on down. We'll go back to the drivetrain. We don't have a stage if we look to the right of the page, as you do in Scratch. If you want to run anything in VEXcode, you have to click the playground. Inside of the playground, there is a number of playgrounds you can choose from. Right now, this is set to number grid map. I can just click on grid map, and it will look like that. Or if I were to choose something like wall maze, it would look like that. I'm going to go back to the grid map and close that out for now. Let's say we wanted to program our robot to draw a straight line. What I could do is I would grab this drive forward 200 millimeters. I would go to looks. In order to draw something, you would have to use the move pen down. And let's say I want my robot to draw a line for 600 millimeters. I'll go to the playground, and over here in the lower left corner, I can click Start. There I have a straight line. This little circled arrow pointing to the left is a reset, so I can click that and everything goes back, and I can draw my line again. I'll close that out. Let's say I want to draw a longer line. Instead of 600, let's make our line 1200. Once you have selected a playground, you no longer have to go back to playground, but you can click Start, and it automatically opens up the last playground you were in. There's my longer line. You also have different camera views over here, so you can click on that, you can click on that, or you can click on that. Depending on the project you're working on, the camera views make a difference. For what we're doing right now, this camera view is perfect for what we're doing. Let's say I wanted to draw a dashed line. I could do something like, I'll just right click on this and duplicate this, and we'll say move up, and I'll duplicate that. Or rather than duplicating that, let's use a control feature or a loop, and we'll use a repeat, and I'll wrap that around there, and we'll just say we'll repeat this. We'll leave it at 10, but instead of 1200 millimeters, let's make this 50 millimeters. Let's run this in a different playground. So I'll choose playground, and this time instead of grid map, I'll choose the art canvas playground. Now if I run this, well, we notice I ran out of room. So let's stop that. I'll just reset it. We'll click close. So what I need to do is I ran out of room, so I need to go back or start farther down. So let's grab this drive forward and put it when started. But instead of forward, I'm going to change that to reverse. And let's reverse 600 millimeters. And we'll run that again. We could also do some turns here. So maybe I want to draw maybe a square that turns. And if we're making a square, we have to add some turns. So to add a turn, we'll add this turn right. We'll drive forward. We'll turn right, we'll drive forward, and turn right, and that should make a square. So let's run this. We'll stay in that art canvas playground. Well, it didn't actually draw a square. So let's stop that, we'll reset it, and let's take a look at what the problem is. The problem is I turned right. So this project actually did turn right. Let's get rid of this code right here. I'll just move that out for a second. And let's run this and see what exactly is going on. So if I start, and it's going to repeat this 2 times. To properly draw that square, what we want to do is this turn right, we want to get rid of that. And we want to add the turn right 90 degrees. Another thing that we want to do is that original code would not have drawn a square anyway, even if that turn right would have worked, because a square has 4 sides, not 2. So we have to change this repeat to 4. Now we have the proper code that should draw a square. Once again, we have the move robot pen down, drive forward 400 millimeters, and turn right for 90 degrees, because each angle of a square is 90 degrees. So if we click start, there we have our square. The last thing that we should mention when using VEXcode VR is that you cannot save your work on the VEXcode website. So the first thing you should do is right here where it says VEXcode project, you should click that and give it a name. So I'm going to call this square. I'll click rename. And what you have to do is you have to save this project on your computer. So I'll click File, Save to your device. It's important that you know where you're saving it. I'm going to add this to this folder right here where it says cross out every number. I'll just click Save. Let's say you come back to your computer and you want to continue working on your project. What you'll have to do is upload that project from your computer. So I'll click File, Load from your device. I'll have to navigate to that folder where I saved my project. And there it is right there, Square. I'll click Open, and now there's my project that I can continue working on. Another thing that you might want to do also, so that you ensure you don't lose your project, is to upload your project to Google Drive. And to do that, you would just go to your Google Drive and select the folder that you want to put your work in, and you find that folder where your work is. So I have my folder, there's my robot code, and I'll grab that and put that into my Google Drive. One important thing to note that if you try to open this on your Google Drive, it will not open. It will look like this. No preview available download. That's because you can only open this code in VEXcode. So if you do save your work to Google Drive, you're going to have to download it to your computer and then upload it into VEXcode.